Welcome to the modern elite. Women don't decide intimacy logically. They decide it emotionally first, and only then does logic catch up. But the next part is where most men get it wrong, because the solution isn't silence. The solution is better questions. Questions that don't push, questions that invite. And the first one is powerful, but the second one is even stronger because it changes the power dynamic. Question number 1, do you feel comfortable right now? This question looks simple, but psychologically it does something huge. It gives her control. You're not asking for intimacy, you're asking about her emotional state. And when a woman feels in control, her guard lowers. If she says yes, the door opens wider. If she hesitates, you haven't been rejected, you've gained information. And here's the important part. If she says, yeah, I do, you don't rush. You stay exactly where you are. That calm response is what makes her feel safe. But the next question builds anticipation, and anticipation is where desire lives. Question number 2, does this feel natural to you? This question bypasses logic completely because no one wants to reject something that feels natural. You're not asking for permission, you're inviting reflection. She checks in with her body, with her emotions, and when it feels natural, her response softens, her voice changes, her posture relaxes. And here's something funny. Most men talk themselves out of moments like this by over-explaining. Don't do that. Silence here is powerful, but the next question is stronger because it creates emotional depth. Question number 3, what helps you feel closest to someone? This is not a sexual question, but it leads directly to intimacy because now she's talking about connection. She might say, feeling understood, feeling relaxed, not being rushed. And now you know exactly how to move. You're not guessing anymore, you're listening, and listening creates attraction. Quick question for you. Have you ever had a moment where a conversation suddenly felt deeper for no clear reason? Comment yes or not yet below, because that depth is what we're building here. But the next question does something different. It shifts emotion into anticipation. Question number 4, do you ever notice how energy changes when two people really connect? This question is subtle. It doesn't ask for anything, it creates awareness. She starts noticing the moment, the closeness, the calm, the chemistry. And when you name the feeling without forcing it, the feeling grows. But here is where most men mess up. They rush right after this. Don't. The pause matters because the next question works if the moment feels settled. Question number 5, does this feel too fast for you or does it feel right? This question is powerful for one reason. It removes fear. You're telling her, I'm not trying to push. And when pressure disappears, desire shows up. If she says it feels right, you stay calm. If she says, I'm not sure, you say, that's completely okay. And here's the crazy part. Often after you say that, she leans in. Because safety creates attraction, not force. But the next question goes deeper because it allows vulnerability. Question number 6, what makes you feel safe opening up to someone? This question does something primal. It speaks to her emotional core. And when a woman feels emotionally safe, intimacy follows naturally. She might talk about trust, consistency, calm energy. And while she talks, you don't interrupt, you don't perform, you just stay present. That presence is rare, and rare is attractive. But now comes the part where most men lose composure, so listen carefully. The calm that makes everything work? Women don't respond to nervous energy, they respond to grounded calm. Not silence, not arrogance, not overconfidence, calm. The calm of a man who isn't trying to get something. The calm of a man who's okay either way. And here's a small truth. Experienced men aren't attractive because they know tricks. They're attractive because they're relaxed. They don't rush moments, they let them breathe. And breathing space creates desire. But there's one final question that seals everything without sounding needy. Question number 7, how does this moment feel to you? This question is powerful because it doesn't push her forward and it doesn't pull her backward. It brings her right here. Most people talk around moments. This question asks her to step inside one. When you ask it, you're not fishing for a compliment, you're not asking her to analyze you, you're inviting her to check in with herself. And that's rare because most men are focused on what's coming next, the next line, the next move, the next outcome. But this question does something different. It slows time. It gently shifts her attention from her thoughts to her body, to her emotions, to the connection that's already happening. She might pause, she might smile, she might take a breath before answering. That pause is important. It means she's feeling, not performing. And whatever she says, comfortable, calm, surprisingly nice, even a little intense, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you gave her permission to be honest in the moment. Psychologically, this creates safety. Emotionally, it creates presence. And attraction grows fastest in presence. Because when a woman feels that you're not rushing her, not steering her, not trying to control the direction, she feels seen, she feels grounded, she feels connected. And here's the quiet secret. When someone helps us notice a good moment while it's happening, our brain remembers them as part of that feeling. So this question doesn't just open conversation, it anchors you to the experience, and that's why it lingers long after the moment ends. Why this works and why most men fail. Most men chase outcomes. They want certainty. They want a yes. But intimacy doesn't grow from certainty. It grows from emotional alignment. When you ask questions about feelings instead of outcomes, you bypass resistance. You let her choose, and people rarely reject what they choose themselves. That's the psychology. Quick recap. Let's bring it together. You don't ask directly, you ask emotionally. You don't push forward, you create space. You don't chase certainty, you build connection. And when connection feels safe, intimacy follows naturally. Try one of these questions next time, not all of them, just one, and notice how the energy changes. If this video helped you see attraction differently, hit like, subscribe, and watch the next video because I break down what to do after she leans in without ruining the moment. That's where most men fail, and now you don't have to.